Minecraft Guide for Beginners. I am your host, Roderick, and in this episode, we are going to be searching out a brand new location for our very first base in this world. So, let's talk about choosing a good location for our base. So, we have this huge infinite world, right? Where do we build a base at? Well, location is very important in Minecraft, in my opinion. So, we need to identify, well, first off, what are we going to need a lot of for resources? So we have this gigantic dark oak forest right here. So if we wanted to build primarily of oak and dark oak, then this would probably be a good spot for our base. But personally, I like to have a little bit more diversity in material choices. So we're just going to take a little exploration here, and we're just going to kind of wander off. And we're going to look for a spot here. Now, spots that I like building in plains biomes for starter bases because they're mostly flat already. There's not a whole lot of terraforming work to be done. And they usually have a high spawn rate of passive mobs, so cows, chickens, pigs, etc., sheep. We still need to keep our eyes open for sheep so we can make a bed. And if we get caught out at night, it's going to be a little awkward, I think. So, as we're moving around, ooh, we have a sheep. Well, alright, we have enough sheep here, alright. We're just gonna kill these guys for their wool so we can make a bed. And then we're gonna go chop down some wood here, cause you know, I didn't bring anything with me at all. So we have our survival shack back at the world spawn. So if we ever get caught and we need to get, and just go back to world spawn, we still have something there. So let's go ahead and let's just quickly, as a reminder, we're gonna craft up our crafting table. So we use 1 spruce log makes 4 planks, and then 4 planks makes a crafting table. So I'm going to right click, put that down, and I'm going to put in 3 planks along the bottom with a 3 wool on top like that, and that gives us our bed. Then we're just going to pick the table back up and continue on about our journey. So that looks like a snowy biome over there. So I said let's head this way around the edge of the dark oak forest. Now, I do like using dark oak as an accent material. It's not something I like as a primary building material, though. So I'm going to be looking for, like, birch forest or oak forest. You know, if we decide to build primarily in wood, we could build primarily in stone with just wood in general as an accent. In that case, this is all fine, but I still like having access to plains biome as well as maybe a river to travel on with a boat. Because traveling by boat is going to be a lot easier for early game travel until we get to our elytra. So the function we're looking to fulfill with this primary base here is basically to gather up resources to prepare for the end dragon fight. So we can unlock the end dimension and start getting shulker boxes and elytra and all that stuff. We're going to want to build some farms here. Probably going to build an automatic chicken cooker for a food source. We're probably looking at... what other farms do we need early game? Probably be setting up some sort of villager-based mechanics, so if we can find a spot next to a village to base up in, that would be even better. Because villagers are one way of getting access to diamond gear without having to mine for it. Oh, I hate these big jumps down. It's going to be the death of me. I keep forgetting I don't have all my diamond gear from my other series here. Alright, so we got a little bit of rotten flesh. We got 4 raw mutton. We'll manage to stop and cook up here. Alright, so we still have the dark oak forest. I kind of want to stay close to the dark oak forest because, like I said, I do like using dark oak as an accent wood. So we may set up like a temporary camp here for an episode or 2, collect a bunch of dark oak saplings, and then move on to our next area here. Now, I haven't done any kind of scouting in this world using any kind of external programs. This is 100% blind here. Alright, so I'm seeing like this river here, and looks like we have interesting developments over there. Look like a little mountain range. That looks kind of cool. Now, another important thing for our base location is that the area you choose has to offer you some sort of inspiration. You have to look at it and it's like, I can imagine this building being there as a natural part of the world. Oh, hold on here. We're just going to take a little bit of a detour just to grab these blocks here real quick because we need iron desperately. There we go. Alrighty. And so, depending on the world you get, if you randomly generate a world, you could spend a lot of time looking for that perfect base location. So you might have to be willing to compromise a little bit on requirements. Like, I'm willing to compromise on the river. Oh, I see a plains biome right here. We're near enough to dark oak, because it's right back there, and some dark oak trees here even. And more dark oak up there. Let's see, we got oak. I'd like to see larger numbers of regular oak trees, because oak and dark oak together in a build, it just looks so nice. I think, honestly guys, I think we have a spot here. I think this is a good look here. We got some big giant mushrooms in the distance. So we kind of got that fantasy feel to the area. We got dark oak all around. We got occasional oak trees here and there. We got spruce, we got birch. Yes, guys, we have found our new home location here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set up just a little bit of like a little survival camp, as I call it. So it's a bed, a crafting table. We'll get some stone to make a furnace. And I'll see if we have a spot here where we can get set up kind of like a little bit of a stone mine here without damaging the terrain too much. We even have a river. Oh, we have all the requirements here, people. Everything's just fell into place nicely in this spot right here. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna dig into the side of this hill here a little bit. Get some stone, and then we're gonna build ourselves a furnace. Ooh, got some gravel. And there's some stone that's being uncovered, which is what we're here for. Now, I had originally planned to do a mining tutorial episode, but I felt that a mining episode would be much better once we settled on a more permanent base location. Because we're going to be here in this spot probably for about 10, 12, maybe 20 episodes as we go through and get set up and get all of our tools in order and all that stuff. Now, I didn't see a village nearby, but like I said, I'm willing to compromise on the village requirement. Because at this point, I can mine for diamonds. It's a single player world. I don't need diamonds for economical purposes. So I can just mine for them and get my gear that way. Villagers do make it easier to come by resources, but you can work around that. Okay, so now we have about 17 stone. All right, let's go back and set up our furnace. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump off camera and build a new starter base. Probably be a little more elaborate than the other ones, but I'll bring you guys back in for bits and pieces of the build as I progress through it here. And the sun is going down. We have our survival camp set up. We have our base location determined. It is going to need a bit of terraforming. We're probably going to want to take some dirt down from that hill and use it to fill this low-lying area. We have animals around. We have a river. We have all kinds of wood access. We have a good spot for a mine. So, in all, this is a pretty nice location here for a single-player world. Now, if this were a multiplayer server, I would expect this spot would become rather crowded rather quickly. So I would keep moving on if this were a multiplayer world, but it's not. It's a single player world. It's just us friends hanging around. Let's get a bird's eye perspective here of the space. Ooh, I can't sprint because of food. So if you notice that my food bar is down to 3 of those little haunch looking things, and that means I can't sprint. So I'm gonna have to cook up some food here and eat it pretty soon. Ooh. Oak sapling. Yeah, guys, I think we could build a really nice base here with some nice farms. I'm thinking like a big old farmhouse, a big barn, some fields, and then inside the barn we could have our chicken cooker. We could have maybe a zero-tick sugarcane farm because we'll need to set up an enchanting room, and then in the basement underneath the farmhouse will be our enchanting room and storage system. So I think I'm gonna jump off screen. I'm gonna build the farmhouse in this episode, and maybe the barn too, depending on how things go. And I'll bring you guys back in to see updates as the builds progress. Well, I did some resource gathering off camera here, and you can see I got quite a bit of dark oak logs and quite a few oak logs. So So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, instead of building the farmhouse like we had originally planned, I want to save that for a future episode. And today I just want to build like a basic little cottage. And once we get the farmhouse and the barn built, this little cottage will act like a kind of like a guest house type of thing for any visitors we may get in the future. So let's go ahead and let's grab some dark oak logs here, and let's get to planning out the shape of our build. Now this is not going to be something overly extravagant. It's going to be more detailed than the survival shack we did back at the start of the world here, but for this one we're just going to build, it's going to be a very basic shape. It can be rectangular. It might have a porch overhang. It may not, I'm not sure yet. For the first thing to do, I just want to get the shape down. And I'm just going to take out these dirt blocks here just to kind of make us a smidge more room. Now we're not going for anything super big. We want it basically big enough for a few chests, a crafting table, a furnace, and a bed. So let's go ahead and mark that corner out. And let's go 7 blocks out this way. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then go 7 blocks over this way. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then back to where these lines intersect, drop another one there. So that is the basic shape I'm thinking of right here. It's a very basic square, but you can fit in a bed, some furnaces, some storage chests up to the wall there, and it gives us a basic starter house. So now the next step, since we have our shape determined, I mean, we could even go and maybe if we wanted to add just a little bit of variety, we could pop out like a little rectangle here. And like a little entryway, but I mean the build's so small that I think that would feel really cramped. I mean, alternatively, we could just go here and here, there, and ooh. Let's not throw the blocks in the ground. And now it gives a nice little foyer into the main house there, but actually I do kind of like that. We might just go with this. So now we're going to take our corner pieces and we're going to extend them up. So I usually like to go about 5 high here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see how that looks. A little taller than for what I'm expecting here. So we'll take 1 block off the top, and 4 high looks to be the winner here. So now let's build this up. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4, and pop over here and build the wrong spot there for that one. There we go. Alright, so now we have a basic frame here, and I think what we're going to do is we're just going to run a cross beam across like this. Link that together, and then run one like this, link that up, and then run these across, and pop that, and then run this one across like this. Alright, so now it looks like a very stable frame. Doesn't look like it's gonna fall over. And let's see here. So I'm thinking for next step here, we probably want to get some cobblestone. So let's see what we have in our chest for cobble. We have 8 cobblestone. We'll see how this looks first. Maybe we won't do a cobblestone foundation. And then we can do oak planks on top of that to fill the walls in. Pop that into there. So that's how the cobblestone looks. I'm not 100% happy with that. So what we're gonna do is we're going to put in a little bit more support here. So we'll support that section there. And that in there. Now we'll grab some oak planks and fill them in. Okay, now that I have the oak planks filled in, this is kind of what it's looking like. I'm really liking the contrast between the dark oak log and the oak plank here. But our build is still looking rather flat at the moment. So we're going to think of something we can do to create a little bit of depth in the build, to have a little bit of visual interest. So right now I'm going to go make ourselves a dark oak door. Let's create some planks. Not wood, planks. And then our door recipe is simply 2 columns of 3 planks, and that makes 3 doors. And I do like how the door looks in there when surrounded by the oak planks. So now our next step is going to be working on the roof. So we want a lot of stairs, because I like using stairs for the roof. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put a row of dark oak stairs like this. And then we're going to extend it one out this way. We're going to fix that stair. And extend this one out that way. And of course, with the axe, if you right click on it, you can strip a log. But and it's a little lighter than I like, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get another dark oak log and patch that back up. Let's go like that. The pattern doesn't necessarily match. So let's just go ahead and pillar up here with some dirt. Drop that log in like that so the pattern matches. And then I think I'm just gonna put a stair like that to join them together. That way our roof line has a nice flow to it. And extend that one more out. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and actually gotta climb up there for that. So what I'm doing is I'm just alternating stairs back and forth, so like that. So it's a nice thicker line. And this is the door, so we want them to meet right in the middle here. Good, so that's good. We'll come back around and we'll do the same thing back here. Can I make that? No. Can I make this jump here? Oh, I don't have any. Okay, I don't have enough food bars to sprint. Time to grab some food. Now, when your food bars, as evidenced down there on the bottom of my screen, right over top the dirt and the torches, if it gets too low, you can't sprint and you can't regenerate your health. You have to have a completely full food bar to regenerate health, and you have to have more than 3 bars to just be able to sprint. Now we can sprint again. So food is very important, especially in the early game when you don't have all your farms set up. All right, I can't make that jump anyway, so let's go like this, and we'll go ahead and start setting up our roof line. We want to get to here with it. Okay, let's go ahead and sleep. Keep the mobs away. Alrighty, so now the roof is starting to come together pretty nice. So right here is the center line. Perfect, that's right up to there. That's about as far as we can go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a slab now to join, to make that center ridge line. So we're gonna grab here and we're gonna make some dark oak slabs. Gonna put a slab there. And a slab there. And we're just gonna throw us not like that. I think what we'll do is we'll throw another slab like that. Put our stair there. Break this. Replace that with a slab like that. There we go. Run back around and climb back on top of the house here. And then put that there. And now let's run this stair. There we go. Let's go. Ah, come on, stairs. Work with me here, hey? Run that across. Extend that out. And take that down. And there we have our basic roof shape here. Now I gotta slab all the way across here, which means I need to make some more slabs. And we'll just fill this in with planks for now. We may change that out in the future, I'm not sure yet. Maybe in a future episode we'll open this area up here as kind of like a loft area. All right, let's go make some more dark oak slabs and then some oak stairs. So the oak stair recipe is in your recipe book right here. So you just click on that and click again to craft it. Or you can shift, as you load up multiple copies, you can shift click to craft them all in one shot, which I really find that to be super handy. Okay, I don't think I have enough planks to make slabs, so we'll do that. No, normally I sit down and I plan out the builds, but I didn't this time, so I have no idea how much of each to make. So we're just gonna kind of be popping back and forth here till we get it all crafted. Okay, and we need to bring this down. And something like that, maybe? Or do we? Yeah, I think that actually is going to work out pretty nice like that. We put this here to kind of break up that angle just a little bit, make it a little less severe of an angle. Put this in. And then 2 more slabs out like that. There we go. I think that's looking really, really good right there. Oh, I do have more stairs. Nice. I like when I think ahead. And slap that right in there. Oh yeah, I'm definitely liking that right there. And what we can do, we can come back here and we can just take out this center line of dark oak. And we will switch over to our oak staircases. And just add a little bit of contrast here. And then we need to make some oak slabs, but we'll come back for that. In the meantime, we'll start filling in the rest of this roof line here. Need more stairs, so I'll take the opportunity to make some slabs too while we are over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this hole while we still have easy access to it. Throw a slab up. Can I throw a slab up here? I don't think so. No, that's bottom slab, so we'll have a little bit of an opening at the top here. Either that, or we could always just raise this ridge line up. Or make it out of oak all the way across. Now, I should really light this up inside here so we don't turn into an accidental mob farm. And we'll just sneak out the front here. Quite literally. Make another set of slabs. Close that off. And now we have this opening here. Let's go like that and drop a slab like that. There we go. Everything, we gotta make 2 more slabs to finish this roof off, and then we'll take a look at the rest of the house here and see what other improvements we can make to the exterior. Oh, we got 2 openings like right there. Okay, 2 vertical openings to fill somehow. Alright, so let's open this up again here. Okay, so let's take, and my axe is broken. Can I put, I can't slab down there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out this stair. You really can't see it. Do that. Take out this stair. Because again, really can't see it too well. Put that in there. Put that there. And put that there. Ooh, that was a big jump. And now we still have that little hole there. So let's go ahead and pillar up and see. And that doesn't look terrible. I think we're okay leaving that there. It's not opening up anything to the attic, and nothing that can fit through that space anyways. Okay, so now we have the basic structure of our cottage complete here. Let's go inside and hang some torches just so we don't have mobs spawning inside here while we're away. There we go. And I think it's time we can move our bed and such in here. Now we don't have the floor done yet. I'm thinking a cobblestone floor may be in order, but I'll go get more cobblestone, so I'll do that off camera. But I do want to get a little bit of work on the interior space done here. So we have our bed here, which I'm thinking would go well right there. The crafting table would go well there. Let's get the furnace and the chest and move them in here. So I think our furnace would go well right here. And we can start stacking chests up here and go 2 double chests there, and then 2 double chests here. So that should give us a fair amount of storage while we're working on the main house. Let's go ahead and make some more chests right away. There we go, 8 chests. And then we can throw a chest right there for miscellaneous storage. Alright, go back and pick up these blocks that are floating around out here. And we have a basic little guest house. The interior still needs more work, but for a starter house, it's not terrible. The one thing that we need to work on yet are that the walls are a little flat right here, and I don't know, maybe some flower boxes around the outside would help break up that flatness a little bit. Or do we say, well, you know, it's flat, but it's not a bad flat, right? And we have a little bit of depth here. We have the roof overhang creating depth here, and we can even bring the roof down and out 1 more block. to create even more depth if we need it. But honestly, I think for a cottage, or like a little woodland cottage, I think this works pretty good here. I hope you had a good time with this episode. I know I enjoyed making it. If you're new here and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please consider doing so. As of record this, I am 31 subscribers away from being able to get my own custom URL, which means I am 31 subscribers away from 100. So you hitting that subscribe button is going to help me out a lot. If you enjoyed the episode, hit that thumbs up button. That helps me out a ton amount, because then I see that people are liking this series and I'll keep it going. And also, don't forget, I do stream every Sunday over on Twitch at 2 p.m. Central. The link will be in the description down below. And I hope to see you guys back here next week for the next episode of the Minecraft Guide for Beginners.